Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, maybe early Thursday morning, depending on where you are in the world. What's happening? Looking forward to seeing you. See what's happening on. See what we got. Let's see what we're working on. Let's see what we got. Loading it up real quick. Cool. Come back up on this tip. Okay, so we got some questions up there. So we're gonna find out where you come down on the political agenda. Let me go ahead and get this thing cracking up. What's happening? How you doing? No crash. No crash. I'm sending out my information because be patient with me. I got to send out the information, let people know that's on live. I have to do it app to app. So keep on talking. Because if you want to talk, no crash. It's all live. It's all live. You can still keep on posting. Just because I'm not in here and you see a circling doesn't mean I'm coming right back. How you doing? How you doing? Don't leave. I'm just sending out the apps. So keep on talking. I'm gonna catch up with you. So keep on talking. I'm just sending everything out. Somebody somebody trying to call me a somebody trying to call somebody a crackhead. Did somebody trying to say some mess? Some turkey trying to talk some trash? Let's see where you is. I don't even be gone but one moment. Some turkey trying to talk some trash. Yeah, I see where you is. You gonna get to take a you got to take a X out. Or call somebody a crackhead. Call somebody a crackhead. I'm here. And like I was just got through telling you. If you can hear me, give me a one. If you can't, give me a two. So give me a one if you can hear me. Give me a two if you can't. No, no roadblock. Roadblock. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? How you doing? What's happening? I should be good now. I think I sent everything out that I'm gonna send out, so we should be good. What's happening? How you doing today? How are you doing today? Tell me where you coming from. If you can hear me, give me a one and let me know where you're coming from. What's happening? How you doing? Your timing is perfect. I just got through sending out all my apps to everywhere so people can come on. I don't, it doesn't go automatic, so I have to do them labor of love. So if I send it to Blue Sky, Substack, Facebook, X, everybody can find me, So one of these days I'm just gonna just do a straight live without doing it, but I like to give everybody a chance to kind of want to come and peep the show. So what's up with you? I'm on here for an hour. Anyway, I know everything last night was about the Democratic Party, so we can talk about politics, we can talk about sports, we can talk about whatever. I thought that was the hottest topic from last night. So what's happening? How you doing? Let me see what the polls look like so far anyway. Got my own poll. 67% says the win was a big deal. I don't know. Appreciate that. Thank you. Film Gems. Thank you. I don't know about Buckeye. I like the name Film Gems. I'm a movie freak, so that's definitely piques my curiosity. Appreciate you coming through. I don't know. I just want to know what people's thoughts are, and feel free to give me some, feedback about your thoughts. We got a lot to get into. This poll thing will be pretty good. 67% saying yes. I think Trump done messed up so bad. And I think with the whole shutdown, everything that's going on, and it's not looking too good, and all the other stuff going on, plus the whole Epstein files, and people are kind of frustrated. So I anticipate some stuff to go down. Oh, this is a good one. I think I'll add that for sure. Some of these I'll definitely add. Well, tell me what kind of movies you like. I don't do that mess. I ain't doing that mess no more. Tell me what movies you like and show reviews you got. I'll follow you back. Oh, that's I want to say the Rams, and whoever wins that game is going to be in the driver's seat. But they're the second best team in that division. Whoever loses that game, they're going to be mad at themselves. I think it's a must win for different reasons. The 49ers need to win because they need to prove that they're still legit. The Rams need it because they need to see if they still contenders. There's a difference. But I don't know what that means. So it all depends. But Seattle's scary now, though. Sam Darnold looks scary. That's what I'm saying. He ain't looking like no fluke. I bet Pete Christmas Carroll wishes he still was in Seattle right about now. He balling. And they got a nice squad, too. I mean, they look good. So, for all you Mariner fans, you might get right back with football. No one saw the Seahawks coming. They look good. They look real good. We'll find out, but they look good, though. But if you're a Rams or a fan with a generally drama, but I like. Okay, well, give me your five greatest movies ever. What's happening, Charlene? How you doing? Yeah, we covered that. I was here yesterday talking about the Cardinals. They got a chance. They got a chance, and only if Philadelphia succumbs, because I don't trust nobody. Once we get past Philly, who else can you trust? So they might, and you got to think about it. I don't trust nobody in the NFC North. I don't trust nobody in the NFC South. So hey, it could be something crazy like that. Everybody beats Dallas. Dallas sucks. Dallas season is over. Because let me tell you something, they have to pretty much win every game the rest of the way just to break even, and that's not gonna happen. And they're 3-5 on one now, and they definitely got another loss or two coming. So, oh yeah, Grace Love. Well, yeah, she did an incredible job on that remake. First time I ever heard it was by George Benson, but her version. I Brissett. I'm gonna tell you something. If you could combine the two as one, you'd have a top seven quarterback in the league because Brissett's poise is legit. Kyler Murray's athleticism is legit. So if you could put the one and together, you'd have a top seven quarterback. Because Brissett, that's why he keeps a job. But the reality is sometimes he does eventually. You understand why he's second, third tierish though. But when he playing, he can look good. But he's been around like 30 years now. So I hope something. He's a very good backup, but he's second, third tier. Man, the Mirror is one of the greatest songs ever. I've been on a Michael kick lately anyway, if you must know. Because I hadn't overdone it in a while, so okay. We're gonna take that one out. So anyway, how you doing today, Charlene? Good to see you. I told you I was coming back today. I'm gonna try to come tomorrow. Then after that it won't be until Sunday. So but I've done my 3 days. I said I was gonna come here 3 days, kick it with folks, and be here. So that's what I am. Yeah. Well, now you always gonna be cool here, so it's always good. And plus, you know me on Facebook, so you're always welcome to holler if you ever need to talk. You know that. So I may not answer right away, but I will answer. And it's always good to have people coming through and talking. And I'm definitely getting some roll on these posts. Keep on hitting that like button up. Let's see. Um, Michael got tired of Michael got tired of Quincy getting too much credit, and he also outgrew him. You know, and I just think that they were just too scary successful together, which can be a good and a bad thing. But when you hit like they hit, it's hard to your expectations and I think that Michael felt Quincy was getting too much credit, which he was. Quincy is a great mind of putting things together, probably a greater arranger than a producer per se. But he knew how to put the right voices, find the songs, do all that. That was his greatness. But Michael was a machine, and Michael also had was as an artist. So it wasn't just someone pulling someone's strings and buttons. Because it ain't exactly like Quincy Jones set the world on fire after Michael and him parted. So, Michael still had success post Quincy. It's just that Quincy was more concise. I think that he also could tell Michael trim the fat, don't have the excessive stuff on your songs. And Quincy knew how to get that. But Michael knew his way around the studio too. So let's not act like he didn't, you know. but they made history together and they were dominant. Like the Fusional Control, man, the Godfather loved that. Ron was cool, Enemy of the State. Seven Breakdown. Carlito's Way, okay. That's one of the most underrated films. I think that Al Pacino and Sean Penn were really good in that film. You know, John Liggins could have been even better. The final, that was huge back in the day. That's fine. Of the movies that you mentioned, The Godfather is my favorite. I wouldn't put them in. But I do like Carlito's Way. But it's probably in my 35 to 75 pile. But I do like it though. But The Godfather, no doubt. That to me is one of the greatest films ever. No, I don't, I like it when people talk about films and music and things because that's what stimulates it. It was. It was big back in the 80s. Most people don't even know the group, but they know the do 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 do. They know that synthesized part. That's all they need to know. It was huge. Janet, and that's comical. Okay. The Stand was big in Misery, yeah. Yeah, he got some good stuff. Yeah, Janet. But I will say this though. Latoya had some okay songs once upon a time. Yeah, okay. Like I said before, I appreciate you when you share the. Okay. That's a bit of a different movie for people to say that about Tom Cruise. And that tells you how long his career is too. Oh, you talking about the Notebook? Okay, okay. My favorite Tom Cruise movies are always from probably back in the day. You know, Top Gun, Rain Man. Okay, what's that one about? I don't even know what Blackberry is about. Some films I'm just still learning about, so feel free to share the commentary. Keep on hitting that like. We're getting good. It's a nice biopic of Roswell. Oh, the BlackBerry. Okay, okay, okay. I used to have one of them phones, and that was like a big deal when somebody used to name drop they had a BlackBerry cell phone. And I figured out like old school TV shows too. Let me see. Which one do I like of all that? Knight Rider was cool back in the day. Kit was the truth. Um, MacGyver because of the parachute pants. Columbo used to wear the raincoat. That was hilarious. Miami Vice, that was slick. GQ. Quincy, I did get down with. DMD. A real definition of a mistake is something that you know that you need to learn from, but you haven't learned from, so you keep on making it. When you are over apologetic about it, and depends on your circumstances, because some people never learn, and history repeats itself. So no, and I'm gonna tell you why. The soundtrack was okay. R. Kelly, I like Bad Man and Up and Out of Here, but he's cool, but he wasn't Shaft cool. It's for funny thing is because it's like someone who should fit the role, but I think there was something missing with the role. I couldn't put my finger on it. He action packed. To me, Samuel Jackson to me missed out on doing the Miles Davis story. So if you watch Jackie Brown when he had that wig with the perm and the ponytail and all that, that was the one he missed out on being super bad. That was when he was at his baddest. when he had that wig on, that had that perm and the ponytail. I just think that with mistakes and ignorance, it's like something that you repeat and you're hoping that someone will give you a pass on it. In that order, really, because Chuck was big time, and he with Bruce Lee and all that, he was big time. Bruce Willis made himself into an action adventure cat. So he actually had the career that Chuck Norris had to work hard to do on screen. And then Jet Li, who was very talented, but those other guys got more star power. Jackie Chan would have been bad for a long time. So, but I'm gonna have to give Bruce Willis the edge over Chuck, leading man. But Chuck Norris had the action. Jet Li's problem, those other two cats was bigger with it. He gave you more real authentic. He was as bad as anybody, but it's like screen time, and that's where you kind of take a L. Let's see. Rapper. None. I guess Kendrick by default, but that ain't saying much. Yeah, well, he be edged out because of they had more appeal. But Jackie was bad though. It depends on what you looking for. You know. Chuck Norris had an appeal that crossed over demographics. Bruce was able to hold himself as a leading man. Let's see. Oh, do I really have to film gems on those guys? Really? Come on now. I'm gonna have to take a L on that. I can't really acknowledge. Dolph was all right. Seagal played out like 30 years ago, and Van Damme played out like 25 years ago. So that's not really no. Well, I think that the thing about with Jack is that again, and he wasn't going to get roles in the states that was going to designate him to a certain point. Chuck and Bruce were white, had crossover appeal, and they were able to combat and be layered into different things. Oh yeah, Jackie's a smart man though. Yeah. Well, it all depends on what you like. That's the way I'm going to word it. Well, see, again, your questions are kind of when you're making these comparisons. What we basing on? If we're basing on action pack and the name draw, then it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I hate to say. Then Liam Neeson had the second best career, so there you go. So that's what we got. All right, let's see if we get some more in there. We get some more people commenting. What we got? I don't really get into international films because I'm gonna tell you why. Because they treated black films in America like they were national. So I don't really. The thing about it is that they want everything to be whitewashed, and when they do it, it's really watered down. So I'm a fan of film. Period. If I see it, um, the first one I like, second one was whack, but I like RoboCop, the first one. It may look overrated to you now, but Depends on what eyes you're looking at. Yeah, it did. Depends on what your eyesight you're looking at of. Because if you say it ain't right, you're gonna think, "Ooh, this movie," and yeah, Predator did, and so that's the best thing I can tell you. Well, you gotta remember something. He's coming behind Leslie Nielsen, and he's trying to appeal. He looked too stiff to play that role anyway. But what else he gonna do? Well, it's Schwarzenegger. It's not what you spelled it as. So it's Schwarzenegger. So you spelled it wrong. Please Google it. That's not the one though. I gotta be very careful what you put on there. Was I the only one to say that word? Um. Oh yeah, international fans are more open to those Naked Gun movies. They are more welcome to it. Franchises are always huge internationally. Some people like. Oh, this one makes you think. In that order, because I'm gonna tell you why. Louis Gossett Jr. was a versatile actor who did a lot. When you got a character like Chicken George and Roots, not Chicken, Fiddler, he's a fiddler. He could do comedy. He did Officer and a Gentleman, uh, um, $1 Million Baby. Versatile. Sidekick, different roles. Danny Glover is one of the most slept on actors. I was watching To Sleep with Anger a few weeks ago. Wesley just never got all the best of him. He belonged in there, but he didn't get the best of his stuff out. I like the first one and parts of the second one. Nas. I never was crazy about Method Man's solo career, even though I think he's a great talent, but I always thought he underachieved. Jay Z's was decent, but everybody know Nas tore that butt up. Yeah, to an extent. To an extent. But he plays the hero, if that's what you mean by what you're saying. Yeah, you give yourself a chance, yeah. Tough for me to say this, but it's God, that's tough. I like Ray Liotta better than both of the other two, but the other two had better careers. I mean, Kurt Russell was a starting man role. He long term. And Kevin Bacon, 6 Degrees of Everything, so he's more iconic, even though I like Ray Liotta better. So that one is probably the toughest one that you asked me. I gotta do a Ray Liotta thing anyway. See, because Ray got typecast, he just got playing the creepy man roles, and that's all he ended up doing. And them eyes, and that's all else he ended up doing. Of course, most people, if you follow Kurt Russell, that's way back in the day. But I'm just saying. And but Kevin Bacon had an iconic career. His career. Um, so that's the order I got. Go. Nah, well, they wrong. They wrong. Footloose was all right for its time, but it's no, no. I mean, we're entitled to our opinions, but you'd be wrong though. Hackman, more versatility. Bronson was a one straight shooter. Hackman gave you different looks. Because the problem with Hackman gave you more to work with, and he had the tough guy, but he had a Bronson's thing was pretty much one dimensional. He had moments, but it was pretty much one dimensional. Hugh Jackman. I never been big on Ryan Reynolds. I look at Ryan Reynolds like I look at what's the comedian that was hot in the late '00s, early '10s? That's who Ryan Reynolds reminds me of. Dane Cook, like that kind of cat. It's like some broke, chubby Chase mess that, you know. I didn't box myself in no corner. Sean Connery, that ain't hard. Sean Connery was Bond. Sean Connery stayed cool. Ain't no boxing no corner. I'll tell you something about me. Just like sports, just like music, entertainment, etc. I can pick. You ain't gonna get me on that. Sean Connery was the truth. I like Hackman a lot, but Sean Connery was cool, had that vibe, and you know, he was a cold James Bond. I like Hackman, some of his movies. I like them in Bonnie and Clyde actually. Hardy. That's too easy. That's Sean Penn, and I can't even stand his behind, but he runs circles over Brad Pitt. If Brad Pitt had half the range of Sean Penn, they might be calling him one of the five greatest actors ever. Now that's a heavyweight fight right there, because those are my two favorite actors ever, arguably. I gotta go with De Niro though. I think because he had more roles that hit me harder. I like Denzel's more recent stuff. Malcolm X, I like that stuff like that. But Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Goodfellas, come on. Godfather, come on. Denzel might have had what I call more of how his work's been consistent, but iconic movies, De Niro. Because Malcolm is my favorite by Denzel. I ain't know, Training Day is. I did like Glory, but and I do. They're my one and two. Johnny Depp, yeah, he messed up though. Oh, Johnny Depp for me. He had more versatility. Well, I'm not really into him. Glory's gonna get the start, and the Patriot and Gettysburg gotta go. Glory for me. Well, y'all never mention no fun movies, but that's okay. Though. But the De Niro Denzel was probably your best one yet. Oh God, come on now, you gotta be kidding me. If we're talking about a film career, it's Kevin Hart. If we're talking about comedy, it's Chris Rock. So it depends on what your criteria is. Chris Rock, I like better of the two, but Kevin Hart's had the better career. See, this is what makes stuff like that is very tricky. I like Glory better. Denzel and Morgan Freeman and Andrew Bogut, and even when you can have uh, Matthew Broderick doing his best Michael J. Fox impersonation, because I got wonder if Michael J. had turned that bro down. But, so it's a matter of opinion. Yeah, the Chris Rock Kevin Hart thing is tough for me because One guy got the better career and the other guy's funnier. That's probably the most twisted thing I can say. Because if Kevin Hart had Chris Rock's humor. Robert Duvall. I like Pierce alright, but Robert Duvall is like what you call a sidekick type of actor. That's kind of like how I look at Tommy Lee Jones and I look at um, Harvey Keitel. You talking about as far as acting, or you talking about Dwayne Johnson on that? And then I'll take Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker for me. Because Rock only had one line, Chris Tucker in the blowout. If we talking about careers, blowout. Comedy, it's kind of close. But career, Tucker in a blowout. Because Chris Rock only had a couple movies that really hit at the box office, and one of them was The Longest Yard, and that was a buddy with a bunch of people in his movie. He even said his film career sucked. I like it when people are honest, they admit their career, in that order. That's not easy. That's not hard. Will Smith had the career most cast would want. White, Black, Green Grape. Nicolas Cage, Valley Boy, solo career. No one's sitting around going to take Dwayne Johnson. Only because if you think we're in Rasta and how popular he was. But even saying all that, he was never bigger than Will Smith. And he sure can't act like Will. So it's just like that. You start Will, bench, Nicholas, and you cut. There you go. He's decent. I don't know about cool. He's decent. I mean, because I guess I go back with him when he did all them Valley Boy movies back in the 80s. So I remember when he was starting out, you know. Not blown away by him, but, got respect for him. It's what I call a medium second tier actor. Fits in the window. Hmm. So anyway, yeah. Oh, Robin Williams is first. Jim Carrey and John Candy. And this is another situation. I like John Candy probably than I like the other two because he was really a cool cat. And I like Carrey's honesty. When we talking all around town, it was Robin Williams. This is a good one because I think Ben Affleck is a very good actor, but I just don't think we always get the best of him. Henry Civil. I like Jim Carrey a lot, but Robin Williams was like on another level. Robin Williams was like did that, and he did part of John Candy, and he had stand up. He was a larger than life cat, so you can't. It's not fair to put those three together. I see that's all right. I saw some excerpts of it. I didn't really have to see it because I saw his career. Should I go back with Uncle Buck? I go back to when he did Delirious. Not high on him, but I thought he had some moments. I know that if you a fat, chubby white dude, they always got they got a budget for you. And he went through that phase in Hollywood. He had some moments. He was pretty good. I wasn't blown away by him, nothing like that. Yeah, Kevin James, last one got all that money. I'm going with Keanu because Keanu makes his stylings and considering where he came from, Bill and Ted's Adventures to doing The Matrix to doing I mean, he's versatile. So speed, all that. So Daniel Craig was good though. He's got a vibe about him, but Keanu Reeves went on another level though. He took it. So what did I say differently? I like Chris Rock's stage routine better. Kevin Hart's had a better career. You didn't ask me if I thought those cats were overrated. You never said that. Yeah, I agree with that. But that's not the question. Oh, you're going almost obscure here, but I guess I could go Aaron Johnson. I never we never talked about that. I think they both overrated. You gave me one or two options, and I told you, Hart's got the better career. Rock was better on the stage, but combined, neither one of them do nothing for me. So, oh god, you gotta keep me asking about these cats. It's Jason Statham by default. Van Diesel don't do nothing for me except be a meathead. I mean, him and Dwayne Johnson like the same person basically, except Van Diesel actually kind of acts a little more corporate, but I just ain't feeling him. Pick it. I'm gonna give it to Diane Lane, and then I guess I gotta go Sandra Bullock, and then I'm cutting Halle Berry because Halle Berry ain't done nothing memorable in like 25 years. I can pick between anybody. It's not hard. Neither one of them is in my top 25 female actresses. I guess Shannon Tatum. Yeah, because her movies are just pretty predictable. And if she don't look good, what has she done that's so memorable? I mean, what's the last movie of hers that's memorable? Don't tell me that Catwoman crap. Monsters Balls because she got freaked on, and that was what 21 years ago. Her last time she really was big time in the eye was what when we had MySpace out. Come on now. I think Chris Evans will get the edge for me. No, I'm not that. I'm not that big on Halle Berry. I liked her as a crackhead in Jungle Fever. I Losing Isaiah was cool. She had some movies I did like, but then a lot of stuff you know, I said Tom Holland. Well, I'd say voting in college. I'm not gonna say anything about religion because that's you know, but voting in college are the two that come to mind. Nobody cares about the Cowboys. You're 3-5-1. You sound like a bad area code. Ain't nobody gonna. It don't make no difference. Chadwick was the next coming of Denzel, I think, had he lived. He had that. He had that kind of vibe. Cowboys can trade. They just gotta get rid of Dak Prescott and they gotta get rid of Jerry Jones. They not gonna do nothing. He made the moves to save face. What they gonna do? So let's put to you like this. Oh wow, you might be in second place by default in the NFC East, but guess what? Philadelphia got so far ahead of you, it's not even funny, and you suck. And you're battling Washington, who sucks, and the Giants, who suck, and you barely can't stop nobody on defense, and your offense is anemic. And then you got Seattle, Frisco, and the Rams. You're not better than none of them. You're not better than Tampa Bay. You're not better than Atlanta. Yeah, and Carolina got a tiebreak over you. So no, their season is done. Oh, they might win some nice token games. Almost only counts in horseshoes and church races. Make no difference. May come back next year. Won't do you no good this year. You better hope you don't let Geno Smith look good on you. You better hope. I don't want to talk about no Cowboy fans. You're 3-5-1. You forgot that one draw. Ain't nobody tripping on you. You got 5 losses. Season is halfway over. You look flat. Your defense sucks, and your offense has been stinking the last 2 weeks. If I'm a Cowboy fan and put a bag over your head, God, act like somebody's gonna somehow make a miracle happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I already told you, you trail too many teams, and too many teams would have to catch L's just to give you a hope, and you still wouldn't do nothing. Well, they're just not a good team. I keep trying to tell you. Get out of it. It's because of my picture. But you can hear me though. If you can hear me, people have been still able to hear me. Alcohol first. Because anything that can consume your brain can consume you with everything else. Well, but can you hear me though? It makes no difference. It's freezing as long as the audio is working. That's all that matters. I can't do nothing about the freeze, but my voice is obviously working because I wouldn't be getting the response I'm getting. Yeah. Sometimes it be like that. And I apologize for that. Sometimes it works straight, sometimes it don't. The main thing, the audio is working and we can hear one another. Oh God, this is ugly. This is ugly. I'm gonna start Gaga. I'm gonna bench Mariah. And I'm gonna cut Beyonce. I think Gaga is the more talented of the three. I think Mariah got the better commercial ear of the three. I think Beyonce is like a sponge of everything, and she doesn't land too much in the same stratosphere. So it's just that big for me. So I'm gonna start Gaga. I'm gonna bench Mariah. And I'm gonna cut Beyonce. Might not be fashionable to say, but if you think about who's got the better catalog, there you go. No, stop with the cap. No, she's not. Better in what way? She's catchy. She's got a handful of decent songs, but I wouldn't know. What makes her better than any of them? She can't out sing none of them. She ain't a stylist like Gaga. She doesn't have enough versatility like Mariah, and she doesn't have enough of ability to vibrato to match Beyonce. So how is she better than them three? Yeah, but I'm going by the talent overall play. Shania's not seeing them three. Yeah, I bought all hers. Oh God. The only Franco I ever care about is Franco Harris, so but I give James by the chance. Yeah, that's all it comes down. Charlene got exactly what I was saying. See, and if Beyonce had um, one of the other two, then we'd be having a different discussion. And it pains me to actually put them ahead of her because she's got talent and she's charismatic and she can sing, but most of her stuff is just trite. So Charlene nailed it from my perspective. That's exactly how I feel. That's all I be trying to tell people too. I ain't catching no feelings. I'm just catching facts. There's a difference. Okay, so let's keep it going. Let me see what the latest is on this poll. 69% say yes. So us Democrats was a big one. I guess Scarlett Johansson, but I don't really pay a lot of neither one of them a lot of attention. I guess we'll say Jennifer Lawrence. It's close though. So many people I don't really think that much about. So you ain't really nailed a lot. You gotta name some people that I'd be like, yeah, and I'm funny about who I get excited about. Okay, everybody getting kind of quiet now, so let's see what we got. Mm, beauty? Yeah, well, I guess. I don't really think about them though. Khaleesi looks good. Sierra was dressed up like Michael Jackson for Remember the Time that night. She got some money on her. Alicia Keys, when she picks herself up. Shanti looks great right now. You know what I'm saying? No. Brian River. I guess I'll say Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake moved me a little bit more with some of his movies. Mm. I'm not big on imagery wise attraction. I take Khaleesi and I take Ashanti. Sierra's cute looking, but if I was gonna do it, I never really did care for Sierra. She can't sing. She ain't got no talent, and smartest move she ever did was laying Russell Wilson. You know, can't sing, but she keeps a hustle going. I think I take Hemsworth, but if I'm thinking, I think I'll be on for about 6 more minutes because I've been on for like an hour. Tomorrow I'll be on hopefully about an hour. And then after that it'll be on Sunday. So I got 5 more minutes. So it's been good to see people come through and appreciate the support and everything. People getting out seeing things. Jim, do we know each other? I don't know. I don't know. You have to tell me. I don't know. Hmm. Let's see. I'll probably say Shannon Brown, Bobby Short, and Chris Whitney in that order. Um, I almost want to say Sammy Davis Jr. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll probably take Jack Black. Paul Rudd pretty much plays the same role. Jack Black has some funniness. Oh, y'all trying to get too deep. Okay. Start bench cut. I'm gonna start Lamar Odom's benching Cedric Sabalas, and I gotta cut Stacey Ogman. He was better in college. Sabalas had game to be a starter. He just was half-hearted. Lamar got enough over, so that's how I come up with that. Because people's push for the money, and I felt like they were pushing an agenda within the industry. I'm very susceptible about the industry because when there's black folk and money, they tend to wear their ugly hat. And I know that I believe that they want him, excuse me, because the fact that they had to acknowledge what he did. They ain't forgot about the forced hands. I, that's a personal problem. I don't care. I hope they is better than his daddy. Think I heard somebody, but I ain't paying no mind. But well, they did what they supposed to. They tighten up. And it's still early in the season. It's 7 games in. You got 75 to go. Mm, he won't get it though. Oh God, these guys are like almost obscure. Guess I go Charlie Cox. MVP for basketball, and it's just premature talk. That's all. It's very premature talk. You 7 games into a season, it's not going to say, "Oh, you're going to be MVP." But Shea Gilchrist Alexander looks more MVP-ish. He ain't lost a game yet. He's got that going for him. So NBC. That is pitiful. Nobody wants to watch that mess. This the problem that you're gonna run into when they in prime time. They're gonna have some garbage games which nobody wants to see. And that's the sad reality. Nobody wants to watch that. To quote Rick Pitino, Shaq ain't coming through that door. Penny ain't coming through that door. Dominique Wilkins ain't coming through that door. Nobody want to watch no Magic and no Hawks. That's boring. Mookie Blaylock ain't coming through. It's embarrassing, but hey, that's what they got to do. They got to, you know. So yeah. Okay, I got about 5 more minutes. Yeah, well, but I mentioned the guys that were the main guys. Smith wasn't bigger than Dominique Wilkins. I mentioned Mookie Blaylock because Mookie Blaylock used to lead the Hawks to the second round, but you could mention Steve Smith, but it makes no difference. That's not a prime time. Yeah, if you get some good airline tickets and you get a good seat, you can. They no, stop. That's trolling there. Uh, they're not getting over. They're not better than Philadelphia. Not better than Seattle. Stop. The Bills stomped a mud hole through them. Did you not see what James Cook did? And I didn't see nobody on the field to put a hand on him. If it was touch football, flag football, tackle football, if it was even, it was like a video game in it. No, no, no. Stop. Just stop. They're not there. Not even close. First beat Tampa Bay and then talk to me. Then you got Philadelphia, you got Seattle. No, no, no. What else we got? I don't know, but I know he did it. Yeah. They had two plays that were like that. It was a tap at first base and then a play in the outfield. So, hey, that's how it is. That's what makes pro sports. That's what makes it a beautiful thing. Game of inches. And it's happened in football. There's always that's what makes a championship. And the Blue Jays got nothing to hold their head about because they went against a better dominant team who understood I gotta finish. Because if I don't finish, we don't win. So, that's the reality. This is a good one right here. This is a good one. I think Downey Jr.'s got the better acting chops, but Leonardo DiCaprio got the career. So that's how I would look at it. So I probably would say I'd take Robert Downey. That's how I would say it. Jamie. You're just throwing names out here now. Jamie's gonna win. That was a good Super Bowl, but that don't happen but every 20-year type. Forrest Whitaker in a blowout. Come on now, you gotta do better than that. That's why I'm gonna go in a few minutes because I don't want to be. Come on now. Nicolas Cage can't touch nothing on Forrest Whitaker. Whitaker done films. He done Fast Times at Richmond High. He did a Valley Boy movie when Nicolas Cage was doing Valley Boy movies. He done TV film. It runs circles over Nicolas Cage. Come on now. That's how I'm looking at it. Oh God, this is what is this from one end to one bad end? Miley by default, but it's embarrassing. Come on, you gotta do better than this. You gotta do better than this. That's not even funny. Jack Nicholson, you know he's playing himself, but he is. Nicolas Cage be doing stuff that Jack Nicholson be playing with when he's sleeping. Yeah. Marvin Gaye for me, but it's a good debate. Marvin Gaye for me, but Sam Cooke was bad. He was a groundbreaker, but Marvin had better albums, and I think the longevity, and I think he just hit a little bit more. But Sam Cooke ain't nothing to sneeze at though. Couldn't go wrong with either one. So we got about 5 more minutes. Tommy Lee Jones. To you, I'll say this. I'll make a case now. Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston for me, and Gladys Knight with Shaka Khan. Then you're gonna debate Donna Ross and Donna Summers. That Tina Marie, I love Tina Marie. She might be in my top 10. She ain't better than she ain't like that. And Anita Baker ain't like that. So no. Interesting because of the right to Rocky and everything. Because of how it is called blackface, I gotta say, Sylvester Stallone is more iconic, but Michael B. Jordan didn't been big though. So that's how I would word it. I ain't forget about Gladys Knight. I have my female Rushmore. And Aretha, Whitney, Gladys, Diana, and then Shaka Khan. And then Donna Summers is right there. It's out of Whitney and Sade for that. That's what I would say. Anita looked good, but should have drank a little bit. But I had to say Whitney and Sade. Forgot about that. No, Gladys was nice. I liked her, very attractive woman. I think I'll take Patrick Stewart. Okay, so I'm gonna leave him about a couple minutes. I never said she didn't count for looks. Well, I wasn't talking about looks. I got it mixed up. I wish this hadn't come up about this. Please don't refrain from asking about how women look for looks because then I get it all mixed up. Gladys is a very attractive woman. But I was talking about when they were younger, and I picked Whitney and Sade. Because Sade, had a distinctive look, and Whitney was a model. So, well, they two different types of movies. But if I probably watched the one who flew the cuckoo's nest more. The Exorcist was great for what it was about, but I think Gladys is a very attractive woman. But Gladys and like Dionne Warwick and Nancy Wilson kind of favored with their hairstyles back in the day. Sade had a distinctive look, and I was gonna say, but they all were attractive women in different ways. I think Donna Ross had more appeal though, because obviously that Supreme thing, it's a hard thing. It really is. Sherelle, but Karen Wade had the front thing going, but I like Sherelle better. Uh, Cuckoo's Nest was about a cat that was in the insane. So Jack Nicholson. You have to watch it, and if you get a chance, watch it. That's the best thing I can tell you. There's a lot of mental, and he played that role to a T. Yes, I get Sherelle the edge. Yeah. Sidney Poitier changed the course. Gable was only known for his looks and image. Poitier was known for image, looks, and he was basically holding it down. I mean, come on now. Celine Dion, better catalog, and can sing. Beyonce got the better voice for tone, but Beyonce, she needed to study from Celine Dion. He is mental. There's a lot of stories about him. He was wild when he was younger. And his sister happens to be Shirley MacLaine. Yeah. I'm not taking too many people over Portier. I like Bogart, but I like Bogart for iconic movies. I believe Portier could have done it too if given the chance. Yeah. Keep on hitting that like up. Before Chinatown. Beyonce has more power, but she doesn't hit emote like Celine. And I'm just to answer in a quick way, I'm taking Celine Dion because she got better songs. That's all. And if you're a Beyonce fan and you're in your feelings, then you're gonna have to be in your feelings, but you gotta give me something to work with. She ain't got the songs. If she had the songs, she'd be one of the 5 greatest artists ever. Because Lord knows the hype has been there and she's so ruckus and she's been, but no one remembers most of her corny songs. Michael Keaton, more versatile in roles. Yeah. Um, I gotta give it to Michael Keaton. I don't. She's a half-hearted musician and she sings like she's choking. What you want me to say? And all her songs were song jacks. What you want me to say? She was Clive Davis' protege. And I've listened to her when she was Alicia. Her real name was Alicia. What's her real last name? Cause from Hell's Kitchen, I can't think of her government name. She was on Jermaine Dupri's So So Deaf back in the 90s. Do you know that she sung background on R. Kelly's I Wish? No, The World's Greatest. She was a background vocalist, Alicia Cook. Yeah. So I'll go back to that. She was a background vocalist on The World's Greatest. She's been around a long time. Cosby Show, her and Usher and all that. But her voice don't do nothing for me. She's never made a good album, so there you go. I don't know too many people that have talked about her music after 2009. And that whack corny song she did with Maxwell, the heat, that song that had no heat was embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to go in about 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes before my roll. And I promise I'll be back to probably tomorrow. Ron Perlman. Yes, that's a clap for me. I can't do nothing with no Alicia Keys. Sorry. Because she was working for Clive Davis. And that's what happened. And she was song jacking and image and it cleaned her up. That ain't saying nothing. What you want, a cookie? Ashanti's a better writer though. And Ashanti got better hooks. She's not a better singer than Beyonce. You'd think playing piano and singing she'd run circles around folks. She really don't. She really don't. So Ashanti and Beyonce can hang with her. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. We've been on here long enough. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll kick it. Appreciate everybody that came through. Thank y'all for supporting. Keep hitting the like, because I almost got 10 likes. Hit that poll up. And thanks for coming through. Good questions. We switched it up today about movies. That's different for a change. Movies, as opposed to music. You're not gonna get me to swear about Alicia Keys, sorry. But as long as we're all cool, good take on the Democratic Party. Appreciate everyone that came through. Thanks for the 10 likes. Keep smashing those joints up. Appreciate the poll. Great to see everybody coming through. We'll be back again in 24 hours. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. Support the videos too, because I got videos coming out. And if you support the videos and you be watching everything, then we can, come on through, and we can. Then I encourage you want to find me on Facebook, different platforms. Get in touch with me. If you want to donate, fine. Get in touch with me. And that way, if you some videos you want on, you become membership. I will do more of those type of things too. All right, I'm out one time. Peace.